in the group, they were discussing to steal different, what jewelries they would steal among themselves.
While Nityananda was illusory lunacy, they all fell asleep.
So meanwhile, Lord Nityananda, by his illusory potency, they all
Mientras tanto,
fell
Señor
asleep.
Nityananda, por su energía ilusoria,
Even Data came.
los confundió.
And
Even the daylight came.
even the daylight came and they kept on sleeping.
But
Inclusive el líder de los dacoits, el ladrón, también se quedó dormido.
started to
Until they finally woke up when the crows started to croak.
one was hi.
So one was saying to the other, "Hi."
Sleeping.
You were asleep.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Ram. Shila Guru Maharaj ki jai.
We'll come back after a week or 10 days.
We'll come back after a week or 10 days. And the soldiers, they were gone. Or when these soldiers are gone.
Then, when the house was seemingly unprotected,
So when the house was seemingly unprotected,
so
it's pretty late now and you're still not getting the screen.
Anyway,
Anyways,
they came and they saw they came all the reverend silence, swords,
anyways, they came with their weapons, tridents, swords, daggers. They came again.
This you want to say this, I think I read this time.
I think we read this chapter. Haribol. Yes,
we read this.
yes, we read this. Yeah, we every time we finish a chapter.
So when they came the third time, it was very dark, and
Beginning the other chapter.
clouds came over the sky,
So when they came the third time, it was very dark, and clouds came over the sky.
and all
Yes, Gurumaharaj.
and they were basically blinded,
And they were basically blinded.
and some of them fell in a ditch around the house
Some of them fell in a ditch around the house.
with a fence around the house to protect the house.
There was a trench around the house to protect the house.
Somehow, in a garbage pit, where they threw organic things.
Some of them fell in a garbage pit where they threw organic things.
Leeches. Run!
And there were leeches sucking their blood.
Insects were biting them.
And insects were biting them.
Some fell in a canal,
And some of them fell in a canal.
something like anything.
They were suffering like anything.
And they're not able to rob Nityananda.
They were not able to rob Nityananda.
Then Nityananda gave remembrance to this dacoit leader.
So Lord Nityananda, he gave remembrance to the dacoit leader.
He realized that Lord Nityananda is the Supreme Lord.
He realized that Lord Nityananda is the Supreme Lord.
And he got completely changed in his heart.
He got completely changed in his heart.
All the dacoits, they also changed their mind.
And all the dacoits, they also changed their mind.
But then the dacoit leader, he came, he was crying, and he said, I take shelter of you.
And then the dacoit leader, he came and he was crying. He said, I take shelter of you.
But some of the devotees thought like this was saying in Bengali.
Ati bhakti. There are some of the devotees, they thought there's a thing in Bengali.
Ati Bhakti Shira Lakhan.
Ati bhakti
Shira Lakhan.
chorir lakhan.
Too much bhakti, too quick to be a sign of a thief.
Too much bhakti, too quick is a sign of a thief. You can sit here.
What do you mean?
He wants to be there to assist in case he moves it.
Yeah. It's really, really well.
He's reading.
Yeah.
You, Gauranga, you sit here.
Yeah, on the ladies' side.
You're on the ladies' side.
Go here. So then, some thought maybe he was thinking it, and he wants to enter in, and then he'll steal when he gets a chance.
So some were saying he's maybe faking it and he wants to enter in and steal where there's a chance.
The Lord Nityananda asked him, well, tell me, what's your realization? What have you come here for?
So Lord Nityananda, he said, tell me, what is your realization? What have you come here for?
Then the thief leader crying non-stop. And he said, even when you trip and fall, you have to depend on the earth to stand up.
So then the leader, he crying like anything. He said, even if you trip or fall, you have to stand on the same earth.
He said, seeing all the wealth and all the jewelry on Lord Nityananda, so I would steal from him.
So he said, seeing all the wealth, all the jewels on Lord Nityananda, he wanted to steal from him.
Only a thief never reveals he's a thief.
Normally a thief never reveals that he's a thief.
But he told the whole story.
But he told the whole story.
How he came 3 times. First time fell asleep. Second time of these soldiers with arms and knives.
So he was saying the whole story, how first time they fell asleep, the second time he saw these big soldiers with big beads
And Hare Krishna.
chanting Hare Krishna.
The third time, hailstorms, rainstorm, insects, leeches biting us.
The third time there was this hailstorms, rainstorms, the leeches and insects biting them.
So I realized that actually what Nityananda is the Supreme Lord.
So then I realized that actually Lord Nityananda is the Supreme Lord.
And that's why I came, I wanted to harm him, I wanted to steal from him, but I was punished.
So that's why I came to him. I wanted to harm him. I wanted to steal from him, but I was punished.
And I realized, and actually by his mercy, all of us we could realize Bhakti Yoga.
But actually, I realized by his mercy, all of us, we could realize Bhakti Yoga.
And he was crying, the power was standing on him, he had Kṛṣṇa prema.
He was crying, his hair standing on end. He had Kṛṣṇa prema.
What happened? I don't know. When did he heal us?
They didn't send the latest one.
They didn't send the latest one. What is that?
We just got it.
All of that down. Read the chapter. Okay, read the chapter.
Okay, today we are continuing from the the compilation of the Sri Kṛṣṇa Chaitanya book. And today's chapter is entitled, By Nityananda's Mercy, the dacoits are intoxicated with love for Kṛṣṇa and constantly chant Kṛṣṇa, under the section, The Pastimes of Nityananda. And we are reading from Chaitanya Bhagavat, Antya Kanda 5.678.
Oh, a little bigger.
Could you make the Bengali a little bigger?
Okay.
So we need Maharaj.
Bengali, Sakala, Kṛṣṇa, Bhakta.
Sakale Vishnay O Bhakta.
You're not allowed bigger.
Bring it
You're not allowed.
now.
শুনিয়া সবার হইল মহাশ্চর্যের জ্ঞান ব্রাহ্মণের প্রতি সবে করেন প্রণাম সকলের বিস্ময় ও ভক্ত ব্রাহ্মণকে প্রণাম শুনিয়া সবার হইল মহাশ্চর্য জ্ঞান ব্রাহ্মণের প্রতি সবে করেন প্রণাম
And the words of the dacoit leader,
Hearing the words of the dacoit leader,
everyone became greatly astonished.
everyone became greatly astonished.
And all offered obeisances to the Brahmana.
They all offered obeisances to the Brahmana.
So the devotees present there realized that this dacoit leader, this commander of the dacoits,
So the devotees there, they realized that this dacoit leader, the commander of the dacoits,
he had received the mercy of Lord Nityananda,
he had received the mercy of Lord Nityananda,
who is known as Patit Pavan,
who is known as Patit Pavan,
the deliverer of the most fallen.
the deliverer of the most fallen.
ব্রাহ্মণের
Read that first.
First the red, then read
Read,
the,
read.
oh, Chaitanya Bhagavat, Antikanda 5.679.
Anyway,
ব্রাহ্মণের গঙ্গায় দেহত্যাগ রূপ প্রায়শ্চিত্তের সংকল্প বীজ বলে প্রভু এবে আমার অভিদায় এ দেহ রাখিতে আর মরে নাহি ভাই
the Brahmin said, "Oh Lord,
The Brahmin said, "Oh Lord,
now is my farewell.
now is my farewell."
It's not proper for me to maintain this body any longer.
It is not proper for me to maintain this body any longer.
So the dacoit leader is saying that he wants to end his life.
So the dacoit leader, he is saying that he wants to end his life.
Saying why? He explains why.
He explains why.
Don't read it.
Chaitanya Bhagavat, Antikanda 5.680.
যেন মোর চিত্ত হইল তোমার অহিংসায় সেই মোর প্রায়শ্চিত্ত মরিম গঙ্গায়
I intended to harm you.
Since I intended to harm you,
My atonement would be to drown myself in the sacred Ganges.
my atonement should be to drown myself in the sacred Ganges.
The dacoit leader is very much repentant for his sins.
So the dacoit leader, he is very much repentant for his sins. Chaitanya Bhagavat Antikanda 5.681.
বিচের বচন তুষ্ট হইলেন প্রভু সর্বভক্তগণ
On hearing the extremely sincere words of the Brahmin,
On hearing the extremely sincere words of the Brahmana,
the Lord Nityananda and the devotees all became priests.
The Lord Nityananda and the devotees all became pleased. Chaitanya Bhagavat, Antikanda 5.682.
প্রভু বলে দ্বিজ তুমি ভাগ্যবন্ত বড় জন্ম জন্ম কৃষ্ণের সেবক তুমি বড়
I'm telling you loud.
প্রভু বলে দ্বিজ তুমি ভাগ্যবন্ত বড় জন্ম জন্ম কৃষ্ণের সেবক তুমি বড়
Lord Nityananda said,
Lord Nityananda said,
O Brahmana,
O Brahmana,
you are most fortunate.
you are most fortunate.
Birth after birth,
Birth after birth.
you should be a servant of Lord Kṛṣṇa.
You should be a servant of Lord Kṛṣṇa. Chaitanya Bhagavat, Antikanda 5.683.
দেখো এ বৃত্ত বিনে
I'm talking about
নহিলে মৎপিপাপ করিবেন কেনে এ প্রকাশ অনেকি দেখো এ বৃত্ত বিনে
so. I think when there's a number of sinning, you are a solid servant of Lord Kṛṣṇa.
Actually, Lord Nityananda was stating that you are a solid servant of Lord Kṛṣṇa.
Otherwise, why would Lord Kṛṣṇa bestow such mercy upon you?
Otherwise, why would Lord Kṛṣṇa be bestowing such mercy upon you?
Other than the devotee, other than a servant, can anyone else manifest such a characteristic?
Other than a devotee, other than a servant, can anyone else manifest such characteristic? Chaitanya Bhagavat, Antyakanda 5.684.
পতিত তারণ হেতু চৈতন্য গোসাই অবতরী আছেন ইহাতে অন্য নাই
Deliverance of the fallen is the reason Chaitanya Gosai has descended
The
from the spiritual world.
The deliverance of the fallen is the reason why Lord Chaitanya Gosai has descended to deliver the fallen. Sorry. That was, yes, I made a mistake. Deliverance of the fallen is the reason Chaitanya Gosai has descended
From the spiritual world.
from the spiritual world.
This is the reason you are delivered.
This is the reason you are delivered.
No doubt about this.
There is no doubt about this. Chaitanya Bhagavat Antyakanda 5.685.
স্বতন্ত্রতার অপব্যবহার না করিলে পতিত পাবন নিত্যানন্দের ক্ষমা সুনদী যোজতে কো পাতক কইলি তুই আর যদি না করিস তবনি মমই
Listen, all Brahmana,
Listen, O Brahmana,
whatever sins that I committed,
whatever sins you have committed,
if you don't do again,
if you don't do again,
I'll take all the reactions.
I will take all the reactions. Purport, if sins that are committed are confessed before a bona fide spiritual master, the sinner becomes relieved of the reactions. Then he no longer engages in such sinful activities. If a human being accepts the punishment that is prescribed by the rules of atonement, he learns for the future. In some cases, however, a punished person commits the same sin for which he had undergone punishment. When there is no longer a propensity for committing further sin, a person desires to be relieved of the reactions for the sin he has committed. If that desire is sincere, then there is no possibility of reviving the propensity to commit sin. But if one is not completely free from sin, then the seed of sin naturally induces one to engage again in sinful activities. As a bankrupt person, unable to repay his debts, is given a fresh opportunity to repay his debts under a formula prescribed by the judge, the mind of one who is inclined to lead a pious life by giving up desires to commit sinful activities like harming others does not run after sin. Sri Nityananda Prabhu excused the previous deeds of that sinful Brahmana and gave him a new life.
Haribo.
Haribo!
So, this is why Nityananda is described as Patit Pavan.
So this is why Lord Nityananda is described as Patit Pavan.
He is the deliverer of the fallen souls.
That he is the deliverer of the fallen souls.
We find that they have this system in the Roman Catholic Church.
We find that they have this system in the Roman Catholic Church
That they confess their sins.
that they confess their sins.
So then they're supposed to be forgiven for the sins.
So then they're supposed to be forgiven for their sins.
But then they do their sins again.
But then they do the sins again.
Then, well, here, when Nityananda said, complete all the karma, but you should not do the sinful acts again.
So here, Lord Nityananda, he said he will take all the karma, but you should not do the sinful acts again.
That's described in the next verse.
That is described in the next verse. Chaitanya Bhagavat Antyakanda 5.686.
পাপবৃত্তি পরিত্যাগ পূর্বক হরিনামে উপদেশ পাপবৃত্তি সংরক্ষণ পূর্বক হরিনাম
Parahimsa.
Parihingsa
পরহিংসা ডাকাচুরি সব অনাচার ছাড় দিয়া ইহা তুমি না করিহ আর। Give up
Give up violence.
Give up violence to others,
Give up violence to others.
plundering, stealing,
Plundering, stealing,
and other immoral activities.
and other immoral activities.
It said, renounce these activities and not do them again.
You should renounce these activities and not do them again.
So here Lord Nityananda said he would forgive him, but he shouldn't do these activities of stealing, etc. anymore.
So Lord Nityananda, he said that he would forgive him, but he shouldn't do these other activities of stealing and so on anymore. Chaitanya Bhagavat Antyakanda 5.687.
পাপবৃত্তি পরিত্যাগ পূর্বক হরিনামের উপদেশ। পাপবৃত্তি সংরক্ষণ পূর্বক হরিনাম গ্রহণের অভিনয় নামাপরাধ মাত্র। ধর্মপথে গিয়া তুমি লহ হরিনাম, তবে তুমি অন্যের করিবা পরিত্রাণ।
On the religious path.
Going on the religious path,
Chant the name of chant the name of Hari.
you should chant the name of Hari.
Hare Kṛṣṇa, Hare Kṛṣṇa,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
then you will deliver others.
Then you will deliver others.
As well.
As well. Chaitanya Bhagavat Antyakanda 5.688.
যত সব দস্যু চোর ডাকিয়া আনিয়া, ধর্মপথে সবারে লও তুমি গিয়া।
Fall and bring all the thieves and dacoits.
Call and bring all the thieves and dacoits.
To make them walk on the religious path.
You should make them walk on the religious path. Oh.
There's a goal and make them walk on the religious path.
You should go and make them walk on the religious path. Chaitanya Bhagavat Antyakanda 5.689.
মালা প্রদান বলিয়া কোন গলার মালা আনি, তুষ্ট হই ব্রাহ্মণরে দিলেন আপনি।
As the same as Lord Nityananda brought the garland from his own neck
After saying this, Lord Nityananda brought the garland from his own neck,
and being pleased, he gave it personally to the Brahman.
and being pleased, he gave it personally to the Brahmana. Haribo!
So, Lord Nityananda had given this mercy to the leader of the dacoits.
So Lord Nityananda, he gave his mercy to the leader of the dacoits.
And he gave his own flower garland on the neck of the Brahman dacoit leader.
So he gave his own flower garland on the neck of the Brahman dacoit leader. Chaitanya Bhagavat Antikanda 5.690.
Chant.
Not working.
Bhairovi Vachan. মহাজয় জয় ধ্বনি হইল তখন দ্বিজের হইল সর্ব বন্ধ বিমোচন
Haribo.
The great Dharmani song. Victory call.
The great Jayadvani victory call,
Jaya, Jaya,
Jaya, Jaya,
resounded at that time.
resounded at that time.
Brahman was freed from all bondage.
The Brahman was freed from all bondage.
Lord Nityananda had been told by Lord Chaitanya
So Lord Nityananda had been told by Lord Chaitanya
that we have descended from the spiritual world. There are 4 types of people that normally don't get delivered.
we have descended from the spiritual world to deliver 4 types of people who normally do not get delivered.
The foreclosed, the foolish,
The Murkhas, the foolish,
the true, low-born,
the Nichu, the lowborn,
the petits, the fallen,
the Patits, the fallen,
and dukits, the sad.
and the Dukis, the sad.
Anyone before you are devotee experienced any suffering in the material world?
Anyone before you became a devotee have experienced any suffering in the material world? Question.
That's the dukits.
So that's the Dukis.
I qualify in all the 4 areas.
I So Srila Prabhupada said, you give up these patit activities, Lord Chaitanya, his mercy is unlimited.
And Nityananda, he takes the mercy of Lord Chaitanya and distributes it.
So Lord Nityananda, he takes the mercy of Lord Chaitanya and distributes it.
And so Prabhupada, he took the mercy from the Nitāi and distributed that in the Western world.
And Srila Prabhupada, he took the mercy of Nitai Gaur and distributed that in the Western world. Viva!
He was told by the Guru to preach in the Western world.
And he was told by his guru to preach in the Western world.
when he was in Los Angeles, the deity of Dragonaut, so-called he should also preach in India.
So when he was in Los Angeles, the deity of Rukmini Dwarkanath told him that he should also preach in India.
Now we have many temples, many devotees in India.
Now we have many temples and many devotees in India.
And people are foolish in the sense that they think they're the body.
People are foolish in the sense that they think they are the body.
And therefore, they miss the actual purpose of human life.
And therefore they actually miss, or therefore they miss the actual purpose of the human form of life,
God realization.
which is God realization. Chaitanya Bhagavat, Antakanda 5.691.
পিঁপড়েরও ক্রন্দন ও কাকুবার কাকুপারে দ্বিজ প্রভু চরণে ধরিয়া ক্রন্দন করয়ে বহু ডাকিয়া ডাকিয়া
অনুষ্টাই দরকার, এটা তো অনুপ্রাণে অনুগামনে টপিক করে কিছু আছে সেটা জেনে
Most pitiful voice.
In the most pitiful voice,
The Brahmana called hold of the Lord Nityananda's lotus feet.
the Brahmana caught hold of Lord Nityananda's lotus feet
And crying profusely, he called out loudly
and,
again and again.
and crying profusely, he called out loudly again and again. Chaitanya Bhagavat, Antakanda 5.692.
অহে প্রভু নিত্যানন্দ পাতকি পাবন মুক্তি পাতকিরে দেহ চরণে শরণ
Oh, Nityananda!
Oh, Lord Nityananda!
Oh, deliver sinful!
Oh, deliver of the sinful!
Please give this most sinful person shelter at your lotus feet.
Please give this most sinful person shelter at your lotus feet.
So this leader of the dacoits, he was fully surrendering at Lord Nityananda's lotus feet.
So this leader of the dacoits, he was fully surrendering at the lotus feet of Lord Nityananda.
Haribo!
Haribo! Chaitanya Bhagavat, Antakanda 5.693.
তোমারও হিংসায় সে হইল মোর মতি মুই পাপিষ্ঠের কন লোকে হইবে গতি
I think you suffering have become my intention.
Causing you suffering have become my intention.
I am most sinful person.
I am the most sinful person.
I am most sinful person. I am most sinful person.
I, a most sinful person,
Will attain this planet as my new destination.
will attain which planet as my due destination?
So the Brahman dacoit leader, he realized as I wishing to harm Lord Nityananda,
So the Brahmin dacoit leader, he realized wishing to harm Lord Nityananda,
his possessions,
and stealing his possessions,
you would have to suffer, some hellish destination.
he would have to suffer and go to some hellish destination. Chaitanya Bhagavatam Khanda 5.694.
বিপ্রের মস্তকে নিত্যানন্দের পদস্থাপন। নিত্যানন্দ প্রভু বড় করুণা সাগর, পাদ পদ্ম দিলা তার মস্তক উপর।
Lord Nityananda,
Lord Nityananda,
most merciful of the Lords,
the most merciful of the Lords,
ocean of mercy,
an ocean of mercy,
placed his lotus feet on the head, on the Brahman's head.
placed his lotus feet on that Brahman's head.
Lord Nityananda, he was so merciful that it goes beyond estimation.
So Lord Nityananda, he is so merciful that it goes beyond estimation.
This sinful leader of the dacoits
This sinful leader of the dacoits
received the mercy of Lord Nityananda's lotus feet.
received the mercy of Lord Nityananda's lotus feet.
Haribo!
Chaitanya Bhagavatam Khanda 5.695.
চরণা রবীন্দ্র পাই মস্তকে প্রসাদ, ব্রাহ্মণের খণ্ডিল সকল অপরাধ।
Lord Nityananda's lotus feet
Lord Nityananda's lotus feet
were obtained on the dacoit leader's head as mercy.
were obtained on the dacoits leader's head as mercy.
All the offenses are nullified
And all the Brahmana's offenses were nullified
by Lord Nityananda.
by Lord Nityananda.
And Nityananda was described as an ocean of mercy,
Lord Nityananda, who is an ocean of mercy,
is described
is described.
as an ocean of mercy.
Lord Nityananda, who is described as an ocean of mercy,
What is by placing his lotus feet on the head of the dacoit leader,
by placing his lotus feet on the head of the dacoit leader,
he nullified all the offenses of the central Brahman.
He nullified all the offenses of the sinful Brahmana. Chaitanya Bhagavat Adhyakana 5.696.
সেই বীজের চেষ্টায় চোর দস্যুগণের পাপবৃত্তি পরিত্যাগ এবং চৈতন্য প্রদাস করে। সেই দ্বিজ দ্বারে যত চোর দস্যুগণ ধর্মপথে আসি লইল চৈতন্য শরণ।
So that Brahmana, all sorts, all the thieves and dacoits
Through that Brahmana, all the thieves and dacoits
came to take
came to take to the religious path
shelter of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
and took shelter of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
So By Nitāi had ordered the dacoit leader to bring the other dacoits, thieves, to take the religious path.
So Lord Nityananda had ordered the dacoit leader to bring the other dacoits to take to the religious path,
He did that.
and he did that. Chaitanya Bhagavat, Antyakanda 5.697.
পাপবৃত্তি ও অনাচার পরিত্যাগ পূর্বক দস্যুগণের হরিনাম গ্রহণ। ডাকা চুরি পরিহিংসা ছাড়ি অনাচার সবে লইলেন অতি সাধু ব্যবহার।
Or these thieves and dacoits gave up thievery,
So these thieves and dacoits gave up thievery,
violence to others,
violence to others,
all kinds of immoral activities.
and all kinds of immoral activities.
All of them took up saintly or sadhu behavior.
All of them took up saintly sadhu behavior.
So Lord Nityananda had all these thieves and fallen people delivered
So Lord Nityananda had all these thieves and fallen people delivered
by his mercy.
by his mercy. Chaitanya Bhagavat, Antyakanda 5.698.
সবে লয়েন হরিনাম লক্ষ লক্ষ সবে হইলেন বিষ্ণু ভক্তি যোগে দক্ষ।
All of them chanted the name of Hari hundreds of thousands and hundreds of thousands of times.
All of them chanted the names of Hari hundreds and hundreds of thousands of times.
They all became very expert in the devotional source, Bhakti Yoga, the Lord Krishna.
So, and all of them became expert in devotional service or in bhakti yoga of devotional service to Lord Vishnu. Purport: there is a difference between devotion to Vishnu and devotion to objects other than Vishnu. In devotional service to Vishnu, there is no sense gratification. But in devotion to demigods other than Vishnu, there is the desire for fulfilling one's selfish motives. Yet in devotional service to Vishnu, there are three categories: Kṛṣṇa, in brackets weak, Madhyama, in brackets medium, and Nipuna, in brackets expert. By chanting the name of Hari, love for Krishna is awakened and one becomes qualified to relish the topmost transcendental mellows.
And the verse said that they all became expert in the practice of Bhakti Yoga.
In the verse, it explains that they all became expert in the practice of bhakti yoga.
By chanting I know, one can achieve this expertise.
By chanting Harinam, one can achieve this expertise. And by getting the mercy of Nitāi Gaur. Haribol. Chaitanya Bhagavat, Antakanda 5.699.
Krishna preme motto, Krishna gan nirantar, Nityananda Prabhu hayo karuna sagar.
Mad, intoxicated in Krishna Prema.
Mad and intoxicated in Krishna Prema,
Love of Krishna.
love of Krishna.
And they chanted the name of Lord Krishna.
And they chanted the name of Lord Krishna constantly.
Lord Nityananda Prabhu, and this by an ocean of mercy.
Lord Nityananda Prabhu in this way is an ocean of mercy.
Well, normally, very difficult to achieve pure love for Krishna.
Normally, it is very difficult to achieve pure love of Krishna.
And we don't see many thieves, rogues, serial killers, mafias,
We don't see many thieves, rogues, serial killers, mafia
coming to devotees and lovers of Krishna.
becoming pure devotees and lovers of Krishna.
By the mercy of Nitāi Gaur, that was possible.
But by the mercy of Nitāi Gaur, that was possible. Thus ends the chapter entitled, By Nityananda's mercy, the dacoits are intoxicated with love for Krishna and constantly chant Krishna, under the section, The Pastimes of Nityananda. Haribol!
Any questions?
Any questions?
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Mirage, question here. What's this?
Guru Maharaj, thank you very much for the beautiful class in class.
Thank you very much for the beautiful pastimes in class.
My question is, just like that, having so many troubles, falling in the ditch, so many bites.
My question is-
many of those troubles.
My question is just like the thief, he was having so many troubles falling in the ditch and getting so many bites and so on. I also have many troubles.
So many troubles come. But the only feeling I get is when I have trouble to seek out for protection.
So many troubles come, but the only feeling I have is just to seek out for protection.
There is no feeling of love, or there is no feeling of the shelter you spoke about.
There's no,
feeling for
there's no feeling of love. There's no feeling of that kind of shelter that you said we should seek out for.
what to do with me.
What to do?
I see this material world, there's a verse, the Purana says, padam padam yad vivadam.
So in this material world, there is a verse in the Puranas that says, Padam Padam Yat Vipadam.
Anger at every step.
There is danger at every step.
Bhagavad Gita, Krishna described the material world as dacoits, asakradam.
And in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna describes the material world as Dukhalayam Ashashvatam.
But we're so foolish that we want somehow a very nice arrangement in the material world.
But we're so foolish that somehow we want a very nice arrangement in the material world.
And so we take word after word after word after word after word after word after word.
And so we take birth after birth after birth after birth after birth after birth,
Chewing the truth.
chewing the chewed.
And we want, we would just realize how much happiness there is by directly being engaged in the service of Lord Kṛṣṇa.
If we could just realize how much happiness there is in directly engaging in the service of Kṛṣṇa,
And but we're so foolish, says Lord Chaitanya came to deliver the mortals, the foolish.
we're so foolish, so Lord Chaitanya came to deliver the foolish, the murkhas.
So we think that somehow make some arrangement and the material world will be a very nice place.
Because we think that somehow we make some arrangement and the material world will be a nice place.
But it's not possible.
But it is not possible.
But if we can engage ourselves in the service of Krishna,
But we can engage ourselves in the service of Krishna.
and we can taste the real happiness
Then we can taste the real happiness
that we are actually hankering for.
that we are actually hankering for. Thank you, Maharaj. Thank you, Guru Maharaj. Is there any questions from the ladies' side? There's also a question behind, one question here.
Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj.
Hare Krishna!
Hare Krishna! Please accept my whole relationship.
Quite humble.
Very humble.
So we, all the time we go to the temples and things, we have the personal experience of seeing By Nitāi in front of us.
All the time we go to the temples, we have the personal experience of seeing By Nitāi in front of us.
And the deity form of the Lord is no different than Krishna himself.
And
So
it-
how do we develop the feelings that the dacoits have when they met the Lord himself as well?
so how, and seeing that we know that the deities are non-different from the Lord himself. So how do we develop the same kind of feelings that the dacoits had when they met Lord Nityananda himself?
You see, dacoits, when they first saw Lord Nityananda, they wanted to steal from him.
You see, the dacoits, when they first saw Lord Nityananda, they wanted to steal from him.
And so they had to also various tests, various problems.
Then they had to go through various tests, various problems.
So finally, they realized that they were trying to harm someone who was super powerful.
Then they realized that they were trying to harm someone who was super powerful.
We should see the Tagore to describe Kṛṣṇa Sagar.
So we should see Nitāi Gaur, it is described as Karuna Sagar,
Ocean of mercy.
ocean of mercy.
Why are we not taking the mercy?
Why are we not taking their mercy?
That was the thing that changed the heart of the dacoits. I realized they could take the mercy of Lord Nityananda.
So that was the thing that changed the heart of the dacoits. They realized that they could take the mercy of Lord Nityananda.
And then we're facing difficulties previously.
But they were facing different difficulties previously.
Sorry.
Excuse me.
I didn't take my dinner yet.
I didn't take my dinner yet. It's 9:23.
Next question. I was saying about me. Everybody go out Rossi, Sitaram,
I was telling in Bombay that everyone was crowding around Radha Rath Bihari and Sitaram Lakshman Hanuman.
not so many people. Tagore.
Not so many people around Nitāi Gaur.
Actually, it's like a mercy of Lord Nitāi, Tagore. We get the mercy of Radha, Rossi,
But it's the mercy of Nitāi Gaur. The mercy, by their mercy, we get the mercy of Radha Ras Bihari or Radha Kalachandji.
I think we should realize that Lord Chaitanya, Lord Nityananda, they're giving us a special mercy.
So that thing we should realize that Lord Chaitanya, Lord Nityananda, they are giving us a special mercy.
And Prabhupada, 1973 in London, they giving a lecture on this, so we have puja.
So Srila Prabhupada, he was giving a lecture in London on his Vyas Puja.
And he said that he wanted all his Grihastha followers to be Paramahamsas.
He said that he wanted all his Grihastha followers to be Paramahamsas.
His Gurudev was the son of Bhaktivinoda Thakur.
How his Gurudev was the son of Bhaktivinoda Thakur.
All the Grihasthas, as a group of Paramahamsas, the deities, try to make Acharya sons.
How the Grihasthas, they should do the Gavardhan Samskara, pray to the deities, and they should make their children acharyas. Or
Yeah, right. And he's and Prabhupada, he was like that. He said that his Grihastha followers did things that the Guru had sent sannyasis to do, but they're not able to do it.
so he said that Grihastas did things that even his Gurudev sent sannyasis and they couldn't do it.
When this Lord, he asked the sannyasi, can you make me a Brahmin?
One British lord, he asked a sannyasi preacher, could you make me a Brahmana?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes.
He said, you know, eating meat, eggs, intoxication, wine, etc., illicit sex, gambling.
So he said, give up meat, fish and eggs, intoxication, wine, etc.
All around.
You can become a Brahmana.
Impossible.
He said, impossible.
But now we have so many youths, so many devotees are taken out Krishna consciousness.
So now we have so many youths, so many devotees who have taken up Krishna consciousness.
So many grihasthas.
So many grihastas.
And that's the way. You get the mercy of Lord Chaitanya Nityananda and become really saturated with Krishna prema.
That should be the way to get the mercy of Lord Chaitanya, Lord Nityananda, and become really saturated with Krishna prema.
I want to give you all on set. They make one step towards Krishna, it takes 10 steps towards us.
Srila Prabhupada said we take one step towards Lord Krishna, and he takes 10 steps towards us.
Why don't you want Lord Chaitanya, Lord Nityananda's mercy?
Why don't you want Lord Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda's mercy?
I want to give you.
They want to give you. Haribol!
You have my Jayapataka Swami app.
How many of you have my Jayapataka Swami app?
Oh, we don't have it.
How many don't have it?
Oh, I'm paying for it. It's yours free.
I'm paying for it. It's yours free.
Both on Android and Apple.
It's both on Android and Apple.
So, what you have? How many have mobile phones?
How many have mobile phones?
Right now, Google Play Store. Put up Jayapataka Swami app.
Right now, Google Play Store, look on Jayapataka Swami app.
Oh,
Gurumaj,
you have it.
he has it. Gurumaj, there's a reminder of the time in front of you.
All right. So do you like this pastimes of Lord Chaitanya and Nityananda?
So you like the pastime of Lord Chaitanya, Lord Nityananda? Haribol!
Oh. You try to go to class when I'm here every night.
So we try to give a class while I'm here every night. Haribol! Haribol! Haribol!
Let's I take my dinner.
So let's go. I have to take my dinner.
Very nice.
Her name is Janani.
They are Janani.
Janavi or Janani? Janavi. For you.
Oh, man.